I want to talk to you about something a little different. I know my last two posts were about the stimulus bill, and I'm sure some of you have already gotten your stimulus payments. They were quick. Like those people that had direct deposit set up, I mean, it came like super fast. So that's pretty cool. And the rest of you who don't have direct deposit set up on your taxes, they'll come to you in the mail. I know the last one was a little card, like a debit card. So, be on the lookout in the mail for like a debit card kind of thing, because that will be your stimulus payment. And nobody said anything. Nobody said, hey, look out for a card instead of a check. Anyways, so yes, my friend Cynthia emailed me and asked about being a sole proprietor and if she needed to set up an LLC to be a sole proprietor. And no, you don't. So I wrote her back this long email, not that long, but I wrote her in detail an email with links to everything, explaining the sole proprietor business. And if you want it, just let me know, message me, give me your email, and I'll forward you that email with the links. But you don't need to have these 7 steps to go from being a hobby to a sole proprietor business. You don't need these, but you do need them if you want to apply for these COVID relief grants that are out there. Some of them do require this stuff. And also, the IRS allows you to deduct expenses for 3 years and have losses. And even if it's like a kind of like a hobby kind of thing, but if you continue to have losses like the 4th year in a row, they might look at it and they might say, you know what, this is more of a hobby, not a real business. So we're not going to let you deduct this stuff. And just to show you what it would look like on your tax return, this is what the form looks like. This is profit or loss for business, sole proprietor, Schedule C. So most people will fill this out on their tax return, Schedule C, and this is the 2021, to put in their income and expenses. So this is what is required for a lot of these COVID relief grants, like the PPP loan. And if you don't have this, then you can't apply. So I'm just going to give you some quick 7 steps if you want to go from having a hobby to going to be a sole proprietor business. The first one is having a website. Simple. Just create a little website, have a little domain, have a little website. What is your business idea? Put it out there. That's simple enough. Doesn't even have to, it could just be a landing page, just one little page, but it kind of legitimizes you a little bit more. Number 2 is city business license. So in every city, mostly every city, they require you to have a business license to do business in their city. Some of them are free, some of them you have to pay, some of them, it's a home-based business license. So you can take this extra step and get a business license. You just have to Google your city and city website and see what they require. Number 3, file a DBA. So a DBA is doing business as. And when you're a sole proprietor, you're doing business as your name. Like I would be doing business as Tanya Miramontes. But let's say you have a business idea with a different name. You could file a DBA, LegalZoom. There's places out there that can file it for you. You can do it yourself, where you can be doing business as something different. For example, when I had my tax business, I was Tanya Miramontes doing business as TM Tax Services. So you can legitimize yourself a little more by filing a DBA. Number 4 is open up a business checking account. Also, you can go to any big bank or any bank and open up a business account with your name and your DBA name And you don't need to have a DBA filing. So I know when I opened up mine with Wells Fargo, they didn't ask for a DBA filing. I just opened it up. So you can do that and kind of separate your, run your business expenses through there, your business income, kind of start to separate your personal and business stuff, because it will be a nightmare if you have your personal account running all these business expenses. It just makes it easier. Number 5, get a federal employer ID number. This is free. This is easy on the irs.gov website. And like I said, I have it in the email, the links to all this. And if you want it, just let me know. I'll email it to you. I'll forward you that email. But so you would get this, how when you fill out a W-9, how if you're going to get 1099 by somebody paid you money and they want to 1099 you, so they ask you to fill out this W-9 form. Well, you have to put your social security number in there. So instead of putting your social security number in there, you could put this federal ID number instead. So it's just another way to separate yourself from your social security number to kind of like a federal ID number instead. And that federal ID number is going to be attached to your sole proprietor business. Number 6, general liability insurance. So this depends on what type of business you're doing. I know for me, when I had my tax business, I did get separate insurance to protect myself, general liability insurance, just in case, I messed up and somebody wanted to sue me, you're protected. So that is what you could look into, depending on what type of business you have and depending on if you think, it's risky, you could do that. Get a general liability insurance. Last but not least, number 7 is bookkeeping. You can do it yourself. You can do it manually, add up your income and expenses on your own. You could get software like QuickBooks Online. There's the QuickBooks Self-Employed, which I think is like $7 a month right now. And just keep track so that it's easy for you. Just, make a habit of doing it on a monthly basis. And if you need some help, I've got my business expenses template that I'll put a link to. And that's really it. These 7 steps to start to think about, this is maybe not a hobby anymore, and this is more of a sole proprietor business. And like I said, you don't need any of these to write off expenses on your tax return. You don't need any of these. You can still write off stuff. You have a business idea, you're doing business, you can write it off and prepare a Schedule C, profit and loss from business, write it off on your taxes. If you want to take it a little step further and actually do a legit separate business entity, you can do that. There's LLCs, you can do a corporation, there's C corporations, there's S corporations. You can go into business with somebody else and have a partnership. If you guys are interested in learning those steps, let me know and I can do a video on that. These are the 7 simple steps to have a sole proprietor business. And I can forward you the email that I sent my friend Cynthia. Just message me and I'll email it to you. So that was it. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your week. Hope you guys get your stimulus money. The unemployment we still don't know from the IRS what to do with the first 10,000 that's non-taxable. We're still waiting to hear what they're going to do, but yeah, it's happening though. So, all right. Bye everyone.